Hello, Global Gardeners. My name is Miss Kalie, and today we are exploring the world of bugs, or we are going to be entomologists, bug scientists. Now, last week you were with Miss Mary, and you learned all about plant defense mechanisms, or different traits or attributes that plants have to help protect themselves in their environment. Well, bugs, insects, are very similar, where they're so different and they have traits that help keep them safe and help them survive. Bugs are super important. There are more bugs in the world than there are humans, like way more. And bugs are super important to our ecosystem. They play important roles in our environments. For example, some bugs might be pollinators. They flit from flower to flower, spreading pollen and allowing our flowers to reproduce. Decomposers are critters that break stuff down. They break down dead flowers, dead plants, dead material, and they turn it into soil. Some bugs are pests. Now, these are bugs that are harmful to our garden. For example, slugs. Slugs eat our plants, and we don't like them. But even slugs are super important because they are food for hedgehogs, frogs, toads, and even some birds. So in the end, we like slugs. Some bugs are predators. That means they're bugs that eat other bugs. Like ladybugs, for example. They eat aphids. And some bugs are prey. They are the bugs that get eaten. So if ladybugs are the predators, aphids are the prey. So today we are on a hunt for the craziest bugs. We want to find out more about the critters in the world around us. A lot of bugs live in different kinds of habitats. So just like people live in different places around the world, bugs live in different places in the garden. Some bugs like to hide in the deep, dark soil pile. They like to be damp. They like to be hidden. They like it where it's dark. For example, roly-polies, worms. Some bugs like to live on or under leaves. Like in the grass, you might find some bugs. Some bugs live in and around the flowers. Sometimes you might even see a bug taking a nap in a flower. Some bugs live on the tree barks, and you can just imagine all the different places that bugs might live, different habitats that they like. Because not all bugs are the same, and because they live in different habitats, they similarly have different traits too. So not all bugs are the same. And when I'm saying bugs, in this instance, I'm referring to all the creepy crawlers. But you know, there's different types of creepy crawlers out there.
An insect has what we call an exoskeleton. That's just a fancy word for a shell-like covering on the outside of its body. And they have three main body parts: the head, thorax, and abdomen. Insects have a pair of antennae on the top of their heads that help them smell, feel around surfaces, and detect the movement of wind. Most flying insects have 4 wings. And lastly, insects have 3 pairs of legs for a total of 6 legs. Can you imagine if humans had 6 legs?
And then you have things called arachnids. These include our spiders, our scorpions. These are things that only have 2 body parts, a head and an abdomen, and they have 8 legs. But then we have critters without legs, like worms. And then we have our snails that live in a shell. So there's a lot of types of creepy crawlers out there. But today we're mostly going to talk about insects. And even insects are not all the same. Like, think about all the insects you know. Ladybugs, grasshopper, butterfly, bee. There's so many different types. The way we can tell them apart is by their mouths. They all have different types of mouths. For example, butterflies have a mouth that can suck. They have a long tongue called a proboscis that they use to suck up the nectar from flowers. Other insects like flies have a sponging mouth. That means they sponge up every surface that they land on. Some insects have a piercing mouth, meaning like mosquitoes. They pierce you and then suck up. Other things like grasshoppers or ants, they chew. So they have a chewing mouth. They also have other traits that help them survive in their environment, like praying mantises can blend in with their leaves in order to stalk their prey. Or Butterflies have super bright colors that tell others that they are poisonous. Don't eat me. Slimy slugs taste really bad, so that is their defense mechanism. Roly-polies can curl up to protect their soft bodies. Inchworm caterpillars bend and use their sticky feet to climb up tall surfaces. Swallowtail caterpillars have horns that come up when they get nervous and they scare away predators. Some bugs are the master of camouflage, like this caterpillar, this beetle, or this milkweed bug, for example. Not only can many spiders build webs, but some can jump really far distances. This monarch cocoon blends in perfectly with the milkweed leaf. So there's so many types of bugs out there with so many different defense mechanisms or things that help them survive in their environment. So today I've planned some different activities for us to learn more about these defense mechanisms and to explore the world of bugs. Hey guys, Miss Kalie again. So today we learned a lot about bugs, which was awesome. Bugs are one of my favorite things. But did you know that bugs are similar to people? So just like bugs have different traits or survival mechanisms that keep themselves safe from danger, so do people. How would you guys draw yourself if you were to draw yourself as a bug? So I want you to think about it. What are things that you protect yourself from, whether it's the cold, the heat, if it's from things people say, if it's something else? I want you to think about that. And then I want you to think, what are ways that I protect myself and how could that relate to a bug? So for me, I protect myself from the cold. So therefore, I would be a bug with a really thick shell, a bug that doesn't get cold. Or maybe I'd be a bug that buries into the ground, so when it's cold, I'm safe and I'm warm. If I'm a person that protects myself against the mean things people say, and maybe I do that by freezing, then maybe I would want to draw myself as a bug that can camouflage super well and just blends in and isn't as noticed. I don't know, maybe that would be what my bug would be. So maybe I would draw myself as an earthworm or as a roly-poly. But you guys get to draw yourself as whatever kind of bug you would like to be. And it would be really awesome if on the back of your drawing you could write why that bug is like you. So for me, if I'm drawing myself as a roly-poly, on the back I would write, my bug has thick armor because I like to be warm and I'm protecting myself from the cold, and my bug buries into the ground and is camouflaged because I don't really like conflict. So that might be what I would do. I'm really excited for you guys to draw yourselves as bugs, and if you want, you can send me your pictures too. That would be awesome. Okay,